Hello everyone and welcome to Peaceful Chaos. My name is Erica. I'm mom of 4 beautiful girls and I'm currently pregnant with twin girls. Today is going to be a 15 to 17 week twin update. It's taken me a while to do these updates because I've just been not feeling great and didn't really have a time to sit down and film for you guys. But I also don't want to forget this time, so I'm kind of forcing myself to do it. You might be able to tell I have a cold and I'm super congested, but I am feeling better. So I decided that today is the day I am filming. I'm going to put this up so that I don't forget what it was like to be pregnant with these babies. So let's start at 15 weeks. At 15 weeks, I definitely noticed my nausea going down. It's not gone away. Probably will not go away for the rest of my pregnancy based on past experiences. But it definitely simmered down and is much, much more manageable nausea. However, my mental health took a nosedive at 15 weeks. Looking back, I think it had to do with my nausea was getting better, but it wasn't making me feel mentally better. And that was frustrating to me that I couldn't, although I was feeling better, my body and my brain just weren't doing what I wanted them to do. They weren't feeling how I wanted them to feel, and that I'm kind of a control freak, so that was very frustrating to me. At 15 weeks and I want to say 3 days, I texted my husband and said, I'm not okay. I don't think I'm okay. I don't like me. I don't like who I'm becoming. I don't like my attitude. I don't like anything about myself right now, and I think I need help. And he is the most supportive, amazing husband ever. And he was like, okay, then let's get you help. Let's do what we need to do. And so I started trying to do more natural remedies at first. I'm trying to take the vitamin supplement Calm and doing a lot of herbal baths, salt baths, things like that. Trying to take a lot more me time, trying to have a lot more grace with myself. And my husband is definitely making sure that I don't, push myself too far. It's not even pushing myself. It's like that I don't set expectations for myself that are unrealistic and then feel bad about myself because I didn't reach those expectations, if that makes sense. And I've been using some essential oils, things of that nature. I try really, really hard to stay as unmedicated as possible during pregnancy. If you watched my first trimester video, I do have to take medicine for nausea. And that, I do have to take medicine for nausea, and I try really hard to get off of that as soon as possible. But it's just something I have to do. And I have a doctor's appointment this week. I have a doctor's appointment on Thursday where I am going to talk to her about it and see what she says and see if there's any safe medication for, I hate to say that I have depression because it just feels so heavy, and in the last week or so I've gotten much better. I think that I have helped myself naturally with natural things, and I've been able to coach myself through it and be more open and honest with my husband about it, which has helped a lot. So I'm feeling better, but I still don't feel like me, if that makes any sense at all. So I'm going to talk to my doctor about it on Thursday, see if there's anything more that I can do with vitamins, or if I do need to take medication of some kind to help. At 15 weeks was kind of a hard one for me mentally. I'm very snappy with my kids, which I don't like to be. I'm very short-tempered, and sensory-wise is way too much. I have 4 kids. They're loud, and they should be loud. They're kids. That's what they do, and I like them to be lively and fun and cause a lot of mess and a lot of chaos and all of that stuff. But personally, I just wasn't dealing with it well because of the chaos in my brain to go along with the chaos outside of me. So that was just not, it wasn't working well. I've been toying with possibly changing doctors, which has also been really stressful. I really love my OB, but like I think in my first trimester, I had mentioned that I miss the midwife experience. And there is another OB that works hand in hand with a midwife in like probably 45 minutes to an hour away from me that I could possibly go see. And I've been toying with switching to her. I just don't know if that's really practical for me. That's a lot of time away from my kids I have a lot of appointments. So that's going to be a long drive, and I can't take them. And so I'd have to get a babysitter, and that'd be 2 hours pretty much just of driving there and back, plus the appointment. And I've heard that this OB is like really highly sought out. So I'm sure her wait times are not great. And then if we do end up having the babies up there, that's a long drive to be in labor. And if they do happen to come early, it's a long drive every day to go see them in the NICU, which we hope that doesn't happen, but it is something that I have to keep in mind. And I just don't think it's practical, even though it would be probably nice to do. So 15 weeks was hard mentally, but like I said, the nausea started to go away. And then 16 weeks happened, and I was feeling better a little bit mentally. I was still struggling, but I was doing better. It was better because I was talking about it, and I wasn't just like sweeping it under the rug and that kind of a thing. But I started having a lot of discomfort in my stomach and abdomen area. A lot of discomfort. And I can't walk for very long without feeling faint. Oh, that's the other thing that happened at 16 weeks. I struggle with vertigo randomly from time to time. My 4th pregnancy, I had vertigo a lot. And this time I wasn't having it, which was awesome. But at 16 weeks, I started having vertigo, like spells, getting very dizzy all of a sudden from doing nothing. Sometimes it would be like I would get up to walk to the bathroom and feel dizzy. Sometimes I would just be sitting on the couch and feel dizzy all of a sudden. And it's pretty debilitating. So that was also a good time. And like right at the end of my 16th week, I caught my lovely niece's cold. Or at least that's what I think it was. We went camping with her. And she had given her mom a little bit of congestion. And then I came home, and a few days later I started having some congestion. So I'm assuming that it was her little cold, which I caught, and it's just great. It's fine. She's a kid, and kids are great. Love sharing germs. Let's see what else. I'm extremely out of breath. I'm sure you can tell by this video. I am constantly having to take big breaths. Whether or not I'm congestion doesn't make it any better, but also, like, I go down the stairs and feel like I'm huffing and puffing. So that's super fun. I hate that I say that so much. Why do I say that so much? So in week 16, I was still having a lot of pain in my stomach. Week 17, I'm not having as much pain. However, I know why I'm having pain now. Or I have a theory of why. I have started to grow wide, which is not something I have ever done before. With all of my pregnancies, I've always been told you can't tell that you're pregnant from the back. I stick straight out. I have a very small torso, and I get very big very fast, and I get really giant forward, but like I never go sideways. And I can feel that I'm having like the widen, like my stomach is like more wide this time, and I can feel how the shape of my stomach is definitely different than it's ever been before, which is wild. I just assumed I've been pregnant 4 times before. I was gonna grow relatively the same, just bigger, and no, this is totally different. And I even had my husband like, can you tell that that's different? And he was like, oh yeah, you're gonna be so different. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be so wide this time, and that's never been my experience with growing. But 17 weeks, I am doing mentally better. I still am going to talk to my OB about it. I still want to be prepared. I don't want it to get out of hand, and I don't want to have any kind of like major depression. And although pregnancy is hard for me, I don't want to make it harder than it has to be, if that makes sense. It is becoming increasingly harder to, I'm telling you, pregnancy does something to like all of the breathing stuff. Like it makes you kind of like, it's not even really burps. It's just like, I guess it is like little burps, little hiccups, little all sorts of stuff. It has been increasingly difficult to pick up my toddler, and like I've picked her up a few times and felt like a stretch in my stomach that doesn't feel great. Or walking down the stairs with her, I feel super unsteady because I'm having to balance the babies plus her trying to like walk down the stairs. A lot of the times I have my 11-year-old come get her for me, or Kyle will walk her up and down the stairs for me. She also goes up the stairs herself great. She loves to do that, but she can't get back down, so it's more carrying down. Or just picking her up out of her high chair and things, that sometimes will like, there's like a twingy feeling in my stomach that doesn't feel great. So I try my best not to pick her up as much as possible, or like in her high chair, for example, I'll make her stand, which isn't the safest thing ever. But I'll be like, stand up, and like I'll have her stand, and then I'll pick her up because she'll be more at my height to just grab. And I don't do anything for more than 15 minutes if I do, it's not really, my body kind of gives out on me. My feet will start swelling. I'll start not being able to breathe very well, and I'll start feeling faint or dizzy, just dizzy in general. I'm drinking water. I don't necessarily think, I have had some people ask me if I think I have gestational diabetes, and I don't necessarily think that that goes hand in hand, not with my experience in my other pregnancies. I've never had it before, and I've always kind of had these dizzy, fainting feelings. This has just happened sooner. And I've been kind of told that everything with twins happens a little bit sooner. So that's kind of the difference in my singleton and twin pregnancies, is everything has happened a lot sooner, and emotionally, I am much more emotional. In past pregnancies, I have had like emotional moments, but this has just been all around much more emotional. So that, and the fact that my belly is growing at an extremely fast rate, and the amount of discomfort that that brings from growing so quickly. Let's see, what else do I have to tell you? Oh, something super strange. So when you're pregnant and you lay down and you go to sleep and you flip over to the other side, a lot of the times you have to like hold your belly and bring it over with you. And it's kind of like a process. I'm not really sure what's going on in this stomach, but when I do that, when I flip over, I can feel like the weight of my stomach change. And I don't know if it's because there's two babies, so like the weight of one is going on the other, depending on which side I'm on. But it's really odd feeling. It's not it's not a feeling that I remember ever having with my other babies. Like the weight of the fluid and the babies and everything, like I can feel that kind of like shift depending on which side I flip to. And I noticed that the other day and was like, this is a strange feeling that I won't ever be able to explain to anybody else, unless maybe they got the same experience when they had twins or multiples of any sort. Oh, so I'm going to show you my belly in a minute, but even with this very big, very large belly, I'm still down about 2 pounds from my original weight when I got pregnant, which is fine. The doctor doesn't seem to be worried about it. I just can't lose any weight anymore. Like, I haven't, since losing all that weight in the first trimester, I've like slowly been getting back to my weight, but I haven't drifted back down, and that is the concern, is that I would go backwards. And so far, so good with that. They told me that they wanted me to gain at least 10 pounds by now, and I'm just gaining the 10 pounds I lost again. So it is what it is. I'm glad that I won't hopefully gain as much weight as I won't gain too much weight in this pregnancy, and it'll be hopefully easier to lose the weight. I hate to like say bounce back and stuff, but I hate to say, I hope that it'll be easier to get back to my normal body afterwards, given that I lost so much weight at the beginning, that hopefully I won't gain a ton of weight throughout the entire pregnancy. But that could change. I could blow up like a balloon in the last little bit. But I'm going to show you my belly. And yeah, I might need to move to show it to you. Okay. So, oh no, I can do this on my knees. So this is 17 weeks and 2 days pregnant with twins. And that is insane. This is probably what I look like at 30 something weeks with a singleton. It's just insane. And I don't know if you're going to be able to tell with this leopard shirt, but if you look forward, you can kind of tell. You can tell that I'm like curving out and then going back in, like right here. I can tell. You might not be able to tell because you don't know what I looked like before. But I'm like coming in and then going out and then coming back in. So I'm definitely growing out this way, which has never happened. So it feels very weird, and it's hard right there. It's very hard. But that is it. Thanks so much, guys, for watching this video. Sorry, I'm so out of breath. Just even doing that, it's crazy how out of breath I am. Thanks for sticking with me through my congestion, my out of breathness, probably my rambling. If there's anything else you want to know about my pregnancy, just let me know in the comments and I'll try to answer them in the next video. I'm not sure that I'll do them weekly, maybe every other week. We'll see. Kind of depends on how I feel and what other videos I come up with. So yeah, catch you next time, guys.